Hello and welcome to everybody. My guest today is a former UFC fighter and the legend of this sport, Estevan Payan. So Estevan, can you please tell a bit on your titles, achievements and so on?
Well, I've been in MMA, I fought in the UFC, Bellator, Strikeforce, World Series of Fighting, just about everybody. Uh, Done a couple boxing fights, fucking top rank. And recently I started burning up boxing as well. So I guess my title is I like to fight.
Alright, when did you start training MMA?
Uh, I guess you could say I've been training my whole life. Because a lot of people always talk about how I was joking at the gym and they tell me oh well you're just a natural, and I'm like, and the more I thought about it, I wasn't a natural. I grew up in the ghettos, you know what I mean? Like that's what we did when we had problems. We fought. Like people thought I was crazy because when people would talk crap to me, I would fight you. But because that's what I thought you were supposed to do, but I guess it wasn't.
How did you get your moniker El Terrible?
I started training with this old gym, and I would spar everybody. It didn't matter if they were 205ers, heavyweights, any weight, and I was like a 55 or 45er, and they'd be in for a terrible time.
Alright, which is your favorite submission?
My favorite submission, I would have to say, is probably the triangle choke.
Okay, which is your favorite strike? I've seen a lot of boxing, various boxing strikes.
Probably my jab. That's like my most. Everyone that likes my jab because it just does the most damage.
Yeah, I've seen it definitely. You were the USA Army veteran, right?
Yeah, I started the army for like 6, 7 years.
Alright, which was the toughest amateur opponent you've ever met? I mean, in the amateur competition.
I only had well, I went right to pro. I guess in amateur, I did some amateur boxing when I was in the army, and the toughest one was nobody really.
So everybody were like an average guys, right?
Everyone was the same because I was new to fighting. But then again, I had already done so many street fights. Like it wasn't really new to me because I'd been in the actual fights.
So, comparing street fighting and MMA fighting, is there a big difference?
What was that?
Comparing MMA fighting and street fighting, is there a big difference?
There's really no difference. To me, MMA and street, it's just, I guess there's no rules in a street fight. Like sometimes when I get in street fights, people say, you can't do that. I'm like, last time I knew we were fighting, MMA, like, here's the thing, with MMA, everyone thinks wrestling, it's the greatest martial arts ever. Well, guess what? In a street fight, if you shoot it on me, I'm going to drop an elbow on the back of your head. And I'll probably kill you if not leave you retarded.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. How did your MMA professional debut go?
I think I won. I got a submission. Tough fight. I was brought in, same thing, just as the underdog, and showed everybody what the underdog could do.
Awesome. Alright, how did you choke out James Watson? Was it your second fight, right?
I got him by a triangle choke.
Yeah.
Oh, my triangle choke is my favorite choke.
What can you say about your Bellator fight against Luis Palomino? Luis Palomino was my guest and he said it was an awesome fight. What do you think?
Same thing, brought in as the underdog, and when he tried to bully me, he got dropped. And after I dropped him, after that, he just like, oh crap, like, he knew better. The fight, I thought it was a boring fight, like, and then the bad thing that happened with that fight too was, I started doing some stuff that old gym showed me, and they're just garbage, like, a lot of people just don't get, like, well, what changed in my career, like, I was a killer, and then I got worse, and everyone's like, oh, well, you got old. I'm like, I didn't get old. The bullshit I was taught got old. Because I showed up to this gym being able to beat everybody up, And as I was there longer, I got worse. But no one ever blames the trainers. They always blame the fighter. Oh, the fighter. Like, no, 9 out of 10 times it's the bullshit you're teaching them that gets old.
Alright, how did the fight against Yahir Reyes go?
But two?
Yahir Reyes.
Oh, yeah, here Reyes, same thing. That same stupid trainer. Like, I had a game plan, and he's like, no, don't do that. And then all of a sudden, I get caught by a fucking spinning back fist, and there went my fucking run.
Yeah, it was, honestly to me, it was one of the most surprising victories because I was watching that fight, I haven't seen it coming really, because it came literally out of nowhere.
Well, that was the thing that I said, the dumbass trainer that I had, he was like telling me this whole thing, and then afterwards he apologized, like, oh, I should have let you do what you did. I'm like, exactly. But that's what I say, a lot of people blame the fighters, but they don't blame these shitty ass trainers. Actually, did you watch Bellator not too long ago? The last episode of Bellator, the last fight. That Tyrell something, what's his name?
Is it Tyrell Fortune maybe?
Yeah, Terrell Fortune.
Yes?
You saw how he lost? Same trainer. That was the same trainer that got me fucking to go down the hill.
It was the same coach?
Yep, same coach. They can tell everybody. You can't fucking, it's the trainer, it's never the fighters. How do you have a high level athlete like Terrell Fortune? And it's like everybody, with a wrestler, everyone's afraid of getting taken down, and that's what ends up catching people. But with him, no one's afraid. The higher you go, like, they're not afraid because now you're striking is shit. And he's at a shit gym with shit striking.
Alright. Against Lee Chapman, I'll be honest, I didn't watch that fight, but they say it was a head clash, no contest, but how did that head clash happen?
The funny thing with that fight was, I had just got done sparring Friday night, and I got a call. They're like, "Hey, you want to fight tomorrow?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, why not?" And I took the fight on it, like fucking few hours notice, and yeah. Then when we were fighting, I think we were clinched, and he headbutted me.
And the referee stopped it, right?
Yeah, it didn't go that long. It was only the first round.
Alright. I saw your knockout against John Nicholas. That punch was nasty. Can you describe it, please?
Which fight?
John Nicholas, you know, later?
Oh, John Nicholas?
Yes.
Joe Nicholas, same thing with him. Like, I got caught with a punch, and he cut me. So I was like, oh, fuck. Like, I was cut pretty bad. I had to get stitched up that night. And I was like, oh, shit, I better just go for broke because it's the lower level pro fight. So I had to just go for broke and get the knockout, and yep, they caught him.
Yeah, it was a nasty knockout. Against Jeremy Stevens, I watched the whole fight card. I watched your fight too. To be honest, to me it's #1 bloodbath in the history of UFC. I don't know what do you think, but I've never seen the bigger bloodbath. What do you think?
For me, that fight, it was like I was thinking me and Jeremy were gonna go out there and we're gonna bang, like we're gonna throw punches. But all he did was kept wrestle fucking me after I dropped him. Like then just wrestle. Like you always see him that interview with Conor McGregor. Like, I'm the hardest hitting 145 or da da da. Like no, he wasn't. I dropped him in that fight, and then he just became the hardest wrestling fighter ever.
All right. You had 3 fights in the UFC. So who was the toughest UFC fighter you've ever met?
Probably, I'd say none of them were that tough because, like I tell you, it was just my training was just shit at the time. Like it was horrible training. I got worse and worse and worse. Like I went undefeated for so long. Well, not undefeated, but I had like a few losses. But I did really well when I wasn't working with those trainers. Those trainers would just use me as a sparring partner for people, and that's where I was getting better because they would just shut up and ignore me and work on the other guys. And like I said, I got worse as those trainers started training me. And then they tried to make me retire, and I said, fuck you guys, and I moved on. And now here I am just still fighting, and people don't know how I can still fight. And I tell you, the way I can keep going is I went to school. I took, exercise science, biology, food and nutrition, and I learned a lot more. And I became healthier and stronger now. And the only problem I'm really having is it's hard to get sparring. Sparring, like, that's all I really need. But a lot of people say I'm an asshole, that I try to hurt them, and like, it's not, but it's sparring. You have headgear, you know what I mean? Like, we don't wear headgear because we're retarded. We wear it for maximum protection. We wear bigger gloves, but too many people don't want to be fighters, they want to be divas.
How did your Bellator 126 fight against Derek Campos go?
Same thing. I was at that same stupid gym, and their game plan. It's hard to have a trainer, like, they make game plans, but they don't know shit about fighting, because they've had, like, well, about that old trainer. He had one fight, and there was the other guy that was like 0-10, and well, him and his dumbass brother, they make all these claims, and they just. I'll put it this way: if you want to become a doctor, do you go to college, or do you go to someone like, oh, I can teach you that on YouTube. I can teach you how to do it. That's the guys with those dumbass trainers. I used to watch them. Like, they would watch YouTube videos, watch people do stuff, and then they would try to train us the next day.
Well, that's not a good way to go. I got to agree with you about that. Definitely a bad way to go. Who was the toughest opponent after your UFC run? Did you have the toughest one in your MMA career?
Toughest opponent, I think, was right now is probably the toughest guy I fought so far was since I got out of the UFC. Probably Rafa Garcia, the kid, but same thing. Like, I didn't really get to try. I didn't even get to spar for the fight, but the kid. He's a Combate America champion right now.
Yeah, I've heard of him. He's a very, very prospective guy. How did you win Vacant CXF lightweight title?
That was another funny one. The CXF title, I was called 2 days. I was called like on Wednesday, and the fight was that Saturday. So I basically had like 2-3 days to cut 30 pounds and win the belt. But the guy, like the guy that I fought for that belt, he just kept trying to wrestle fuck me, like just smother. It's so boring the first round. And then the referee never stood it up. I'm like, he's not doing nothing. Like, why would you stand it up? You know what I mean? And if you go watch one of the highlights I thought doing, like, you could see where I stopped the takedown, and now I'm hammer fisting him. And the referee fucking stands us up. What kind of bullshit is that? You know what I mean? But he stands us up, and I already know he's hurt. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finish this motherfucker. And like, he stood us up, and it was lights off. Dropped him with a leg kick and fucking pounded him out. The referee couldn't stop at that time saving him. But they said it was almost like they tried to save him because it was a hometown guy. They brought me in because they were trying to save the fight to keep his ticket sales, probably because he's a ticket seller. But yeah, I showed up and gave him the upset.
Alright, I have one question which is maybe you will laugh, but how did you cut 30 pounds in 2 days? I don't know how is it possible, okay, but way to go. I mean, how did you do that?
I cut it. It was like 20 pounds in like 2 days, and I just I'm mentally tough, and there's a process to it that I have, and I have my own gym. People come there and they can find out. And the main thing I said is, I went to school. Like I told you, like there's all these dumbass trainers just like making shit up that they've never tried. But I told everybody, I actually went to school and I learned a lot of stuff. And I'm like, oh wow, these guys really are idiots. They don't know shit. They're just uneducated idiots.
Yeah, I guess so. Alright, you fought Omar Avelar at BKFC. Why did you transition to boxing and to BKFC?
I didn't transition to anything. I try everything. Like it's how I enjoy fighting. I enjoy the competition of it. That's it. Just fun. Like I still do MMA. I still do boxing. I still do bare knuckle. Like whoever calls me and wants to pay me money to fight, like yes, I'll do it. I enjoy it. It takes a lot of brains, not just bronze, to to prepare, to get ready, and just to get in there and fight.
But this fight against Omar Avilar, when I was watching it, it looked like it was too easy to you to knock him out. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, that fight, that fight was really easy. Like, he just, it was so easy. Like, but I was on point. I warmed up right. Like, everything was just dialed in for that fight. And yeah, to be honest, showing you guys all saw that. It was fast. Well, you could see that's all over that documentary. Like, did you watch that BKFC, the first documentary, the first show? I know that's all over it.
Yeah, it was a great fight. So, you said you accept boxing fights, right? So, what happens in your boxing career?
Boxing, same thing. I'm just brought in, like a lot of people think, oh, well, boxing fights, they're set up, like, they're paid to lose. It's like, we're not paid to lose when you're brought in as an underdog. They're just paid to be brought in last minute. Like, I've been called on 2 days notice, 3 days notice. Like, it's a short notice fight where we don't get to train, the last minute weight cuts, and I said, but I come in and I learned a lot. Like, I've learned a lot. Like, I'm fighting after this Saturday another boxing fight, and everyone's gonna be surprised when they watch how good I become. Like, certain people out here that I spar with, like, they can't believe like how I keep improving and getting better and better. But you know that whole saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Like, you can teach anybody tricks. It doesn't matter how old or new they are.
So you said that the school is very important when fighter prepares for the upcoming battle.
Education is important. There's too many idiots, like I said, that try to be, or just so-called trainers, they're just dumbasses. Uneducated, the guys who've never been fought, but they try to talk a big game. That's why, I guess that's the thing. That's what I've learned a lot. Like, I've watched a lot of these dumb trainers. And basically, they'll have guys do stuff, and then the guys like explain, oh yeah, this is what you meant. And they're like, yeah, that's what I meant. Like, and now they can start trying to teach that as it's what they do. But they didn't learn it, they just fucking see someone else doing it.
How many children do you have, and is it hard to balance between family, work, obligations?
I got 6 kids, but not all the same mom. One of them's older. One of my sons, he moved with me. He lives with me now. But I guess it's all balanced. They're older. It's hard. Probably was. Well, I've always had family around too to help, but now that my son's older, it's just easier too. So, and then I train him as well.
It's awesome. I mean, it's very, very hard. I mean, way to go. 6 children is the way to go, man. I mean, way to go. Big obligation, and it's not easy, I guess.
No.
Would you like to add something, great sponsors, or would you like maybe to say something I didn't ask you?
No, I'm pretty much good, but I guess the only thing I could really add is just like it's all, like I was telling you, like, fighters, they just need to be careful, watch out who's training and actually learn their background, learn about them. Like, there's just too many clowns out there that they don't want you to help you, they just want you to help them.
Well, you know, I interviewed many fighters and you're actually the first one who said that, so I'm always glad to hear new things and I'm always glad to learn something, you know. Every fighter can learn you a lot, you know, when you exchange thoughts and such things, and yeah, I agree about you. I agree with you about that.
Every fighter can learn from a fighter, from his past, learning from his mistakes. But that's what I'm saying, when you learn from trainers that they have no fucking, they never had the balls to get in there, but they're going to teach you. It's like I said, active movement affects active perception. So how are you going to teach me when you've never seen that?
Yeah, it's very hard. Thank you for being part of this interview. I hope we'll discuss some other time. And I hope you win on weekend. You said you're fighting this weekend, right?
Yeah, I'm fighting Saturday in Philadelphia.
Oh, great. Wish you luck. Hope you're gonna win. Thank you for this interview. Catch you all next time. You can expect the video tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.